People who drive the A229 late at night don't talk about it openly. Not at first. They usually start by saying something like, "It was probably just the light," or, "I must have been tired." But then their voice changes. They slow down. And eventually, they say the same thing everyone else says. "There was a girl on the road." The A229 cuts through Kent like a scar. Long, dark stretches. Trees pressed in close. No streetlights for miles in places. During the day, it's just another road. At night, it becomes something else entirely. Drivers say the air feels heavier. The sound inside the car changes. Even the radio starts to crackle for no reason. And that's when they see her. She's always described the same way. A young girl, pale, standing just off the verge, near the bend where the road dips slightly downhill. Some say she's wearing a light-colored dress. Others say she looks soaked, as if she's been standing in rain that isn't falling. But everyone agrees on one detail. She looks straight at the car. Not waving. Not moving. Just staring. One driver said the first thing he noticed wasn't her face. It was the way his headlights dimmed as they hit her. Like the light didn't want to touch her. He slowed down, thinking she was a lost child. Maybe someone who'd broken down. Maybe someone in trouble. As he got closer, she stepped forward. Right into the road. He slammed the brakes. The car skidded. The seatbelt locked tight across his chest. And when the car finally stopped, he screamed. Because she was gone. No thud. No scream. No impact. Just empty road. He got out of the car. Heart pounding. Hands shaking. He walked back and forth, calling out, expecting to see someone injured in the ditch or lying on the tarmac. But there was nothing. No footprints. No torn fabric. No sign anyone had ever been there at all. Except for one thing. The road was wet. Just in front of his car. As if someone had been standing there for a long time. Another driver saw her years later. A woman driving home after a late shift. She said she felt uneasy long before she reached the bend. She kept checking her mirrors, convinced someone was in the back seat. Her radio kept cutting out, replaced by static, even though the signal was usually perfect on that stretch. Then she saw the girl. This time, she wasn't standing still. She was walking slowly along the edge of the road, head down, hair hanging forward like a curtain. The driver said she passed her without stopping. She told herself not to look. Don't slow down. Don't make eye contact. But curiosity got the better of her. She checked her rearview mirror. And the girl was standing in the middle of the road, right behind the car. Close enough that the driver could see her face. Eyes wide. Mouth slightly open. As if she was trying to speak. The woman screamed and floored it. She didn't look back again. When she reached home, she sat in her driveway for nearly an hour, too afraid to move. She later realized her back seat was soaked. Not rain. Not a spill. Footprints. Small, bare footprints on the upholstery. Stories like this have circulated for decades. Long before social media. Long before dashcams. Truck drivers. Taxi drivers. Motorcyclists. They all tell the same story, even though many of them had never heard the legend before it happened to them. That's what unsettles people the most. The consistency. So who is she? Local rumors say the ghost girl is the spirit of a young girl killed on the A229 in the 1960s. A hit and run. Late at night. The driver never stopped. Her body wasn't found until morning. Some say she was walking home from a friend's house. Others claim she'd run away after an argument. There are no clear records. Just fragments. Newspaper clippings that don't quite line up. Police reports that mention an unidentified juvenile pedestrian. And then there's the detail that makes the story darker. Some drivers don't see her until she's already inside the car. One man said he was halfway down the A229 when he heard breathing behind him. Slow. Shallow. Like someone trying not to be noticed. He assumed it was his imagination. Until the breathing stopped. And he heard a whisper. "Why didn't you stop?" He said the voice came from directly behind his right ear. He swerved so hard the car nearly flipped. When he pulled over, shaking uncontrollably, the back seat was empty. But the passenger side window was fogged from the inside. With a handprint pressed against it. Another account comes from a motorcyclist who claimed the girl ran alongside him, matching his speed, bare feet hitting the road without making a sound. He said he could feel her presence, cold and heavy, like riding through fog that only he could feel. When he finally dared to glance sideways, she smiled at him, and her face was wrong. Too still, too smooth, like it didn't belong to something living. He crashed moments later. When emergency services arrived, he kept screaming that she was still there, standing at the edge of the trees, watching them. No one else saw her. Locals avoid that stretch of road at night if they can. Taxi drivers reroute. Delivery drivers refuse jobs that take them through there after midnight. Some swear their engines cut out near the bend. Others say their phones die instantly, even with full battery. And then there are the stories that never make it into forums or documentaries. The ones people only tell after a few drinks. Like the man who said the girl asked for a lift. He said she stood by the roadside with her thumb out, looking completely normal. Cold. Scared. Young. He stopped because he couldn't live with himself if something happened to her. She got into the back seat and thanked him quietly. He tried to make conversation. Asked her where she was going. She didn't answer. After a few minutes, he glanced in the mirror, and the seat was empty. But he could still feel the weight behind him, pressing down. Like someone was sitting there without a body. He felt a small hand grip his shoulder, and a voice said, "This is where I died." The car stalled immediately. When he finally managed to restart it, the feeling was gone. But the shoulder of his jacket was soaked through. Ice cold. Some paranormal investigators have tried to document the phenomenon. EMF spikes, sudden drops in temperature, unexplained shadows caught at the edge of footage. One team reported hearing a child crying from the woods, even though there were no houses for miles. They followed the sound. It stopped abruptly, and in the silence, one of their cameras recorded a single sentence, whispered clearly, directly into the microphone. "Don't leave me here." Skeptics argue it's all suggestion, that the legend feeds itself, that tired drivers on a dark road see what they expect to see. But that doesn't explain why first-time visitors experience the same thing, or why accidents spike near that exact bend, even in good conditions, or why some people swear they feel a presence in their car days later. Cold spots in the backseat, the sense of being watched, the sound of breathing when they are alone. Some believe the ghost girl isn't trying to hurt anyone. They think she's trying to be seen, trying to make someone stop. Because the one thing that connects every version of the story is abandonment. So if you ever drive the A229 late at night and you see a girl standing by the roadside, people say you have two choices. Stop and acknowledge her, or keep driving and hope she doesn't follow you home. Because according to those who've experienced it, she hates being ignored, and she never forgets the ones who don't stop.